What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the RGR Football Channel. It is Super Bowl week. Your Kansas City Chiefs have defeated, yes, it's been a little while, but they did defeat the Baltimore Ravens on their way to their fourth Super Bowl in 5 seasons. What a fantastic time to watch this team and really to get into the ins and outs of what they were able to do and how they're going to be able to use some of that against the San Francisco 49ers, who they will face on Sunday in Super Bowl 58. My name is Daniel Harms, senior film analyst here. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button and then the sub and that bell so you get information every single time we drop a new video here. So let's dive into the tape. Look at how the Chiefs defense was able to continuously put them in the position to win this game against the Ravens, and how they can take that, tinker it a little bit, and use it against the 49ers. Let's go ahead and jump in. With Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense getting out to an early lead and forcing the Baltimore Ravens to almost abandon their path and their plan of action, it forced them to throw the ball a little bit more than they were expecting. It makes them uncomfortable. You know, the Patrick Mahomes effect. When he starts to get that lead, it makes a lot of offenses feel like they have to also throw the football. Now, Baltimore is not built to just continuously throw the football. Their offensive line, while it's been good this year, it's not up to par. And Lamar Jackson's one trait in the passing game is that he's susceptible to being able to get after him and make him kind of uncomfortable in the pocket. So the Chiefs are going to come out in a cover one blitz. They're going to take these guys on the outside. You're going to have man-to-man coverage. They're going to rotate Mike Edwards onto the slot receiver here. Drew Tranquill is going to play man coverage against Mark Andrews. And then you have Justin Reed's going to kind of be that cover one over the top, sitting in the hole just a little bit. He's not going to get too deep because, again, the Chiefs expect Baltimore to either throw this ball quickly or take a sack, something to that effect. And on the opposite side here with the Chiefs blitzers, they're going to take Nick Bolton, blitz down, and then Trent McDuffie's going to reduce down here to the line of scrimmage, and then he's going to blitz as well. They're going to take the left two defensive tackles, or defensive linemen, excuse me, and they're going to slant down a little bit. And what this does is it creates a little bit of room for Trent McDuffie to come off the wall there. So we're going to watch Lamar Jackson. He's going to look to his right first, and he's looking at Mark Andrews. Right there, that throw is not there. It's not available to him. And then obviously we have, like I said, Mike Edwards coming down here, and then man on man here. So there isn't anywhere immediately for him to go on the right-hand side of that offensive formation. And by the time he gets to that back to the left dig, the backside dig, Chris Jones has taken the left guard and disposed of him into the backfield. And that's exactly the kind of thing that the Chiefs were able to do multiple times in this football game. But it's finding different ways to get free blitzers, like free rushers, all the different ways that they attack offensive lines and quarterbacks' eyes with movement in the back end and blitzes up front. So here's that, taking both their defensive ends, or excuse me, their defensive linemen, and shifting them down a little bit. And then Nick Bolton's going to come down here, and then you get the free rusher off the edge. But even though he is kind of chipped, he does a great job there of getting off. Nearly comes up with an interception there. So Chris Jones plus Trent McDuffie almost equals an interception. Kind of goes off of the face mask there from Trent McDuffie. So not much he could have done. He did everything he could and nearly came away with that interception. So that's what we saw the game plan be. Get after Lamar Jackson, force the Ravens to be uncomfortable in a lot of what they want to do and what they can continuously try to do, and be, as it may, continuously kind of falling off of Lamar Jackson and forcing some throwaways and being able to do that. What I like about this is that they did a little bit of a blitz on first down. So after a first down, we know that the Chiefs' run defense isn't great, right? We know it's not. So they're going to actually run cover zero on this first down. And what that typically indicates for me is that they wanted to be able to get after it in the run game, but also they trusted their guys on an island everywhere else to cover these wide receivers if it needed to be that way. So they're going to have Trent McDuffie on the tight end down here. They also have Mike Edwards, who is going to rotate a little bit out here and cover, I believe, Flowers out of the slot. And then they take Justin Reed. Where'd he go? right here, he's going to cover the running back. So this is just pure cover zero. Everyone else is coming and everyone else is accounted for in the back end. It looks a little bit different because of the way that these guys ended up blitzing or not blitzing or chipping as it would be. So right here you see Trent McDuffie right here and Justin Reed here are both waiting for their responsibilities to come out, become available, because everyone else, like I said, it's man coverage across the board here for the Chiefs. So this is, in essence, a pure cover zero. It looks, like I said, a little bit wonky and different because of the way they went after it, but nearly getting to Lamar Jackson again on first down here with some of these preconceived run blitzes. It was what I like to see. They were really taking it to Justice Hill in pass protection, who did not have a good day in pass protection, and they figured that out every time he was on the field. Kind of, it was like blitz to him, force him to pass protect. And this is, again, what they continue to do. And what I like about this one is that if you notice, there's no Chris Jones on the field. There isn't one. So the Ravens are like, we don't see Chris Jones. Let's go ahead and throw the ball. Makes sense, right? And the Chiefs countered that with this cover zero blitz. They bring 6 rushers and they're able to get after it. George Karlaftis off the right hand side of the offensive line here does a great job winning immediately and forcing Lamar Jackson to step up to Drew Tranquill, who was then, in his lap because of the poor pass protection job from Justice Hill. He's unable to close on that sack. But what we're seeing is that this continuously happened throughout the game, and it forced Lamar Jackson to have to get out and throw the ball away more than he ever wanted to. And in situations like that, where you don't have Chris Jones on the field, it's first down, the Chiefs might think you're running, and they're playing cover zero. That's the ideal situation for the Ravens, and the Chiefs turned it into a plus down for their defense. That's fantastic. So here's a 3rd and 9. They're going to go back to that cover 1 blitz where they play some man coverage on the back end and they blitz 2 players. This time we're going to see Nick Bolton and Justin Reed get after it, once again attacking Justice Hill in the pass protection department, where he was not able to do anything. I know he's going out for a little bit of a help route here, but it does not. He's trying to just chip, and Justin Reed does a fantastic job of closing there. And this time, instead of just trying to hit him, he just wraps up. But again, if you look in the back end, there's nobody open. No one's here on this 3rd and 9. There's one right here. There's a pass down here at the bottom that they might be able to get to, but it's short of the sticks. It's short. You got 2 players right there closing on that throw, but there's nowhere else to go. Obviously, it's 3rd and 9. You're trying to get a first down, and maybe you think Odell Beckham, but he can't run away from L'Jarius Sneed. So Lamar ends up eating this one because he's also trying to get the ball down the field, those 9 yards. So the Chiefs, again, fantastic job. You get a little bit of stunt from the right to left. You get kind of Nick Bolton's more spying a little bit. He is blitzing, but also not really blitzing. So that was cool to see. But Justin Reed, we're going to talk more about Justin Reed later in this breakdown. But what he was able to do and what he's been doing in the postseason has been been fantastic. And then one of the only times early in the football game where the Chiefs did not blitz them and they had a 4-man rush get pressure, it creates a turnover. We are going to miss seeing Charles Omenihu on the field for the Chiefs defense on Sunday against the San Francisco 49ers. It's a tough loss, and the Chiefs are lucky to have a good amount of depth. I think you're going to see Leo Chenal play quite a bit in the pass rush department, but here Charles Omenihu will be missed. And what I like about this is that the shot play is coming open for him. Honestly, Baltimore has the shot play dialed up, and they did a really nice job here of motioning across into this little slant route over the middle of the field, and they're going to double down on it here. And this gigantic post route from Rashad Bateman is the one that comes open. And then you have Odell Beckham on the backside here going to kind of release to the outside. And the running back Gus Edwards going to play action fake to the flat. So this is a shot play design through play action and pocket movement. The Ravens offense, they're going to pull the left guard here to pass protect, and everyone else is going to kind of block down. You see Lamar Jackson take that play action, move back to his right a little bit, and then he's going to be just sitting down in the pocket, creating space, okay? So here he is, moving out to his right. All right, stop. He's sitting here, And right here is that Rashad Bateman over route. So Mike Edwards got a little bit too deep in his drop here. Maybe it's Jamari Connor. I can't tell by the number right now, but a little bit too dark. Edwards got a little too deep, and this entire middle of the field opened up to the left-hand side, and that was going to be the shot play. We actually see Lamar Jackson winding up for it. So they designed it well, and right here, he is about to throw this football, and Charles Omenihu comes in with a huge play, forcing that ball out and giving the Chiefs the ball right there. This was one of those times where Baltimore probably should not have quick set Charles Omenihu. So you're going to see him come out here. And what I mean by that is this defensive posture from Omenihu is to the outside, and Ronnie Stanley is going to jump set him. So quick attack, right? Attack the defensive end right there. Attack quickly. Really, with this longer developing play, I'd like to see it actually from a 45 degree. Work him around the outside, and Omenihu keeps going, and he gets paid for it. He does a great job here getting that turnover. So obviously with the Chiefs turning the ball over 3 times in this game, that was the one that started it. But we got to see that the shot play was there, but you have to be able to win one-on-one sometimes when you don't rush more than 4. And Omenihu was a guy that did that. It's going to be very, very sorely missed. Hopefully we see some improvement in the Super Bowl from guys like Leo Chenal and maybe some of the guys like Malik Herring, Mike Dana. We know George Karlaftis and Chris Jones are going to play out there and do well, but we'll see how it goes. This is how I liked to see them get after it. They created a lot of free rushers, and they forced this throw. Like, this is just a positive play for the defense. They're just going to force rushers. So, again, what they do really well here is that they're going to design this. Everyone's going to block down. Everyone's going to block down right here. And you're going to get a looper coming free from Nick Bolton right into the face of Lamar Jackson. And again, you shift everyone over here because look, oh boy, we're all here. Any one of these guys could blitz. Any one of them could come. So what is Lamar Jackson going to do? He's going to shift the offensive line protection to where the immediate danger is. So we see that shift from the offensive line. Everyone blocks down. We got droppers that come out. So you end up having this happen on George Karlaftis, and the Chiefs have a free rusher in Nick Bolton off the left-hand side of the offensive line, and it forces then Lamar Jackson to just take a 50-50, actually probably closer to 30-70 shot. The chances of those difficult one-on-one matchups down the field getting completed are very, very slim. And obviously we see this needed to be a perfect throw for that to happen. So they continue to generate these opportunities for the Chiefs, for the defense to either get after Lamar Jackson or force a difficult opportunity. Low percentage throws were a really key point, and that's going to be another one that we're going to see against the 49ers. Force Brock Purdy into low percentage throws that he's going to have to be pinpoint accurate down the numbers from inside the pocket. He can do it, yes, but we're going to find out just how well he can do it in this game in the Super Bowl. Now, Drew Tranquill was one of the stars of the beginning of this game throughout all the way through, and he's been a stud this year. So here he is on the very first play of the game. We see the Chiefs come out in their base defensive personnel with 3 linebackers on the field. They rotate down with the movement of the tight end and a fullback here on the right-hand side of the offense, and Drew Tranquill's responsibility, is to take on Patrick Ricard, who is a fantastic blocker. He's a fantastic blocker, and this is, again, what I loved about this is that he, from the very first play of the game, is going to make it known that he's here to play. So we get also, Leo Chenal here coming downhill to make this play. But what Drew Tranquill does is force this back to his help. All right. So he's going to come downhill. He's going to flash to the outside right there. And Justice Hill's like, oh no, I can't have that. I can't go that way with that guy flashing there. And it forces him back up the field. So we're going to get to see it from the end zone angle here. And we're going to watch Leo Chenal as well, who's going to be impactful on this play too. He does a really nice job getting across the face of his offensive lineman that he's attacking. So recognizing it's a run, outside zone, You can tell it's outside zone by the way that this running back is, again, he's looking where his body language is. It looks this way. You also have all of these offensive linemen really getting on their horse to get to the outside. So fight across the face there from Drew Tranquill against a really good blocker in Patrick Ricard, setting the tone. That's something that we're going to continuously see, because this offensive line in San Francisco, outside of Trent Williams, they're not very good. They're just not. They have a lot of guys that they work well in the system, and they can do everything that they want them to with functioning inside of what they're asking, whether it's outside zone, all the different runs that they do. But individually, they can be attacked. They can be attacked. So this is another area where I'm very impressed by how the Chiefs were able to get guys open. It's not even just on those pass rush plays where we saw Nick Bolton coming downhill, free rusher. This is a little bit different. They're just going to open up a giant hole for Drew Tranquill here. And they're going to move these guys out of the way. And again, it opens up with Chris Jones and Nick Bolton, and it just allows Drew Tranquill to come in and be a playmaker. He comes downhill quick. And this is, again, what I'm seeing from this defense right now, communication-wise. They're really hitting on all cylinders, opening up that gap right here, coming downhill, forcing this guard to have to overcommit a little bit to Nick Bolton. And you get the ID downhill right there. Sees it. He knows, Drew Tranquill knows that this running back can't get over here. So he has to come this way. So he's going to face him right there. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, he can't get to this hole because of Chris Jones. So he's like, I can't go that way. I have to cut up here. It's 3rd and 1. I need to get downhill. Drew Tranquill, fantastic job IDing. Nick Bolton fighting through, and everyone really helping make that play. Drew Tranquill's emergence, that free agent signing this offseason, has been one of the best signings in the entire NFL, and we're seeing it right now. Talking about signings, we know Justin Reed was a free agent acquisition a few years ago when he was 25 years old. He's gotten marred quite a bit by people on the internet, but Justin Reed, like last year, is playing his best football in the postseason. It doesn't matter if it's a run game. We saw that sack earlier from him on the blitz. This is the tone, another tone setter right out of the half. We know Baltimore is going to run the football. They're going to want to reestablish their run game. So what happens here? Justin Reed comes from about 10 yards deep, reads this play, and lays the lumber on a guy who might have 50 plus pounds on him. Maybe not. Maybe Reed's a little bit, he's closer to 200, but still, maybe 30 pounds on him, and he's known as a bruising running back. And he does not care. Low man wins. Drive the legs. Keep going. Justin Reed has been absolutely fantastic. And here's another example of exactly unselfish football and really, really smart football. These players in Steve Spagnuolo's defense have gotten so knowledgeable in the system. They fly around. They recognize things quickly. They're going to have a little bit of counter coming at them on this play. A little bit of a movement, a little bit different feel. Little different. Just that toss. We've seen the Chiefs do this with Tyreek Hill a ton. But watch him. So first off, we're going to get it's going to look like pitch, but they have Ricard's coming out here to lead block because of this free rusher right here. And they're going to just do the same kind of thing. And they want to get Patrick Ricard on Justin Reed right here. That's the ideal situation, because then not Brandon Flowers. That's a name that we should all remember. Brandon Flowers. Zay Flowers is going to come around and be in open space to make something happen. So watch as he IDs where the football is. So initially, we have him coming downhill here, okay, which again would be ideal for Patrick Ricard to come block him. He sees that the ball's not going down to the right-hand side of the offensive line, and he bounces this out. So smart. This is so smart. It happens so quickly. He takes that block with him, and he forces Zay Flowers to have to get underneath, which allows time. Because again, Drew Tranquill also follows the block and sees that Patrick Ricard's coming around. So we have them trying to open up this gap right here now, trying to open up a big lane, but we have condensed splits now. So we have, boom, we have one running lane, and we got Drew Tranquill coming in. He's going to miss the block initially, but he slows down Zay Flowers enough that they only gain a yard on this play. That could have been a huge game. It could have even been a touchdown if they get this blocked up properly because of how much space would have been there. But still, smart play from Justin Reed to get there outside and be honestly, one of the most important players for this Chiefs defense. He and Drew Tranquill needed to be acknowledged and show how they can continue to impact this game. I think we might see Justin Reed on George Kittle a little bit more against the 49ers. That's something to watch out. And no defensive effort is complete without turnovers. Those dominant defensive performances, I would say this is one of the more dominant defensive performances we've seen from the Chiefs defense over the last few years, and it came with turnovers. Yeah, you have an almost near touchdown here, but this effort from L'Jarius Sneed after the play, where again, it was a coverage bust. He didn't see Zay Flowers leak out to the left-hand side, and it was a really big play. He came down, he came back at it right here. They did a really nice job of attacking the Chiefs on this drive. They were really getting after him, and then we have another pseudo blitz where Nick Bolton comes down, but there's a ton of space over the middle of the field here. There's a ton of it, and the Chiefs didn't do a great job initially of seeing this coming down. So you got L'Jarius Sneed have to come around here, and when he does, he has to come underneath actually because of the receiver kind of trying to make it that way. So L'Jarius, fantastic job reaching out with those hands, understanding he's going to go for the end zone. Like, this is a play where he can score. So he knows that there's a really good chance that this young, inexperienced player is going to reach the football out. And he didn't have to. He would have scored if he didn't. I mean, that's pretty much obvious. You lean your shoulder forward. And I know he's trying to get it in, but that's exactly what L'Jarius Sneed was betting on. And this type of championship effort on this play where he, again, had to come all the way across the field, there's nothing like it. What L'Jarius Sneed has done for this team, what he's brought, the energy that he brings, and the type of, I'm going to show you on the field the kind of player I am, cannot be unmatched. Or sorry, it is unmatched. It cannot be matched. I think that he's the best at doing that on this defense. And then the interception that really just kind of sealed the game. Lamar Jackson quick snapped this after an incompletion on first down. It's second down. And I gotta tell you guys, when I'm watching this play, I'm a big fan of Isaiah Likely, but I'm gonna tell you right now, buddy, you are not open. No, in not any way, shape, or form is this seam route open for you. And Lamar Jackson is eventually going to see the hand up from his guy, and he's just going to trust him, because I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. And I understand that they're all kind of trailing him right now, but Shamari Connor's in that pocket. He's in that hip pocket. We know Nick Bolton has really quick uphill and downhill speed. He can get downhill in a line very, very quickly. So he's essentially triple covered. And the best part about this is that we can see this man's eyes. He is looking directly at the football, tracking it the whole way. So I know people want to complain about this little hiccup right here. It didn't matter. It did not matter, because Deion Bush was intercepting that football the whole way. He had eyes on the ball the entire time, and there was no reason to throw that. It's just a bad miss by Lamar Jackson, trusting his guy with a hand up a little bit too much, but it gets kind of baited into it, right? Deion Bush is kind of waiting, and then he undercuts the throw. So you have to get a little bit lucky sometimes in any football game, in any type of playoff atmosphere. Things like that, you have to get a little bit lucky. And right here, Lamar Jackson went against his better judgment maybe to throw this football, because he probably could have stayed in that pocket for so much longer time. The Chiefs defense was gassed. They were tired. They thought maybe we quick snap them. We'll be able to get some guys open. And Deion Bush kind of baited you into this throw. Really fantastic performance from the Chiefs defense. And when I'm looking at them projected against the San Francisco 49ers, a lot of the same components come into play. Brock Purdy can make plays out of structure with his legs. The offensive line, interior specifically, can be got after. They have a really good player in Trent Williams, and all-pro. He's going to be a first-ballot Hall of Famer. But you can mitigate some of that by blitzing around him or going to the other side, overloading the opposite side of the offensive line. You can mitigate some of what he's going to be able to do and find a way to get after Brock Purdy, because the inexperience factor, I know he's played a lot in college. You didn't see a ton of shifting defenses at Iowa State. What Spags is going to be able to do here is going to be how the Chiefs win or lose this football game based off what they do defensively. The offense will put points on the board. At the end of the day, I trust them to put up at least 20 points, at least, on this San Francisco defense. We'll talk about that in the game plan on Friday. Don't forget to watch Ryan and I get through that as we get closer and closer here to the Super Bowl. So this performance, the depth that the Chiefs have continuously trotted out there, everything looks good. Charles Menahue's going to be very, very missed. There's no two ways about that. They still have ways to get after Brock Purdy in this offense. So, again, make sure to tune in on Friday for the game plan. I hope you guys really enjoyed the breakdown here from this AFC Championship game. Make sure to hit that like on the way out. I hope I was able to earn that from you guys for this video. But, again, my name is Daniel Harms. You guys can follow me on Twitter at InHarmsWay19. And if you are new to the RGR channel, make sure to hit that sub button and the bell so you get updated every time that we do new videos here, which are all the time. We've always got content pumping out. So have yourselves a fantastic day. We're getting closer and closer to the next Super Bowl.